Oh, I'm gonna totally make you Titan fall for me. Oh, what's going on, guys? I promise to never do that again if you promise to keep watching. Okay, fine, we have a deal. So, cool map, awesome, dinosaurs everywhere. I know, pretty cool to me. Playing a little bit of attrition, aka TDM in Titanfall. My very first gameplay. I'd really appreciate if you guys smack that like button to help support this first episode, especially knowing as how I spent a lot of time grinding out to unlock this. This is the very last gun you unlock in the game. At level 44, it's called the Kraber. It's a bolt action. It's the only one-shot to kill sniper in the game. I guess you could do it with the DMR and different weapons out there that are available for you, like the longbow. But that, I think, is just like headshot only. This thing is just, it's a beast. It's nasty. The only real flaw to this thing is the fact that it's got what seems to be the remnants of a Nintendo cartridge sticking out of the side of this thing, which is completely justifiable, seeing as how this thing shoots 14.5 by 114 millimeter rounds. Yeah, that's right, guys. But it doesn't take down a Titan in one shot. Only pilots, I know, super sad face. Now, this thing has quite a lot of ammunition available to it, and it has 5 rounds per each mag. So you're going to do some good work. I think it comes to roughly around 60 rounds that you can completely control with this thing. But if ever, just a little tidbit, or at least from what I know to be a thing, is if you ever do run low on ammo, just kind of a little tip, you can always hop into your Titan and hop back out, and it kind of replenishes you back at full ammo, or according to one of those little tip things they do in the intermissions. Yeah, you know what? Those are actually kind of useful for this game. Normally they're like, press A to jump. And I'm like, no, frick it. Oh, really? That's what that does. Okay, I'll push it now. No, it's actually one of those things that they have really useful tips, and I've been paying attention to them, and that's one little thing I picked up. So don't ignore those this time around, guys. Anyways, I want to talk a little bit about the gun. It took me a good bit of time to unlock. I believe level 50, or really, really close to level 50, is going to be the level cap before you can kind of do this game's, like, prestige, if you will, for those that know Call of Duty. I think 49's where you get the last piece of equipment unlocked, so I'm guessing 50 is actually the cap. And from what I know, this gun is unlocked at level 44, and it takes a lot of time. It took me about 8 hours to unlock. It took me quite a bit of time, and it was well worth the wait. Now, the one flaw to this weapon is there aren't a lot of really reliable secondaries. Now, if you want to get close quarters, you can. This gun is extremely easy to quickscope with, extremely easy to follow and chase down shots, shoot people on the move, extremely easy weapon to use. Now, its slow rate of fire does hinder it, on top of the fact that it's really hard. You really can't drag scope. I mean, at least from my experiences, I don't know if there's a setting I can tweak, but you have to, when you quickscope, you need to be on center mass. You need to hit that person, because that's the only way it's going to happen, or you're going to screw yourself out of exactly what you want and just limit yourself to what kills you're going to have. Now, on top of that, the other real flaw to this thing is the fact that you have to unlock it, and then you need to get attachments for it. But sadly, it's going to be possibly a slow thing for some people, because there's a lot of close quarters maps, a lot of distant maps, but it's not a good farming thing. And Titanfall is heavily revolving around farming. You're playing attrition. We were on a 29-game win streak until I unlocked this gun, and we lost the next game. I went like 6-6, and it was absolutely just saddening to me, because it's such a beautiful gun. I wanted to use it, but it doesn't help you win games. It's kind of one of those things that's more selfish, because, you know, player kills are great. It builds up attrition points. It's great for all this and that. But truth be told, it's more of a defensive item, but it's, you know, people are going to use it anyways because it's for the funds and the lols and everything like that. So it's a great weapon, very, very potent, amazing, easy to shoot moving targets. Definitely one of my favorite weapons in the game. I've got tons of footage coming for you guys. Remember to subscribe if you are new here. I've got footage and everything, great layouts, and even gun reviews with stats and everything behind them coming to you guys to cover all the weapons in the game. And I have great gameplay for all the guns already too, because I had to unlock everything else all the way up until here. So I've had a good experience with all the other weapons too, and there's some pretty surprisingly good weapons in the game. But I do want to reiterate that even though the weapon's great, and everybody's going to use it anyways, it's not really a game winner. It's not one that's going to help you build up things and get grunts and get your Titans fast. It's not going to be one of those weapons that is feasible to take out waves of grunts. You know, it's not going to be one of the... Shut up, phone. It's not going to be one of those things that you can use and be extremely effective and help your team win. It's an extremely selfish weapon, but it doesn't stop it from being badass. Am I right? Am I right? But to talk a little bit about how the weapon performs and what you get when you unlock this thing. Now, when you unlock this weapon at level 44, you do get the 6x scope, and then the mod for it is, of course, factory default. Factory issue is what I believe they call it. Now, it has 2 other scopes available for it, just like the longbow. It has the AOG, which is just a standard short magnification sight. On top of that, you could also get the 4.5 times, which is my preferred one. And the 6 times just seems to be a little too much for me. I don't like it. The 4.5 is just right, even for the longest range situations. Never use the 6 times in my honest opinion. That's just how I feel about it. It's just not the easiest thing to use. And then when you roll over to the mods, you can unlock extended mags, which to me is not that important. It only gives you an additional shot, so you can have 6 instead of 5. But because it has such a great reload anyways, it's not like you're really ever going to need it. Second up is the suppressor. Now, I haven't tested this out thoroughly myself yet, but the suppressor actually nerfs the damage. I don't know if that cuts it from being a one-shot kill. If that's the thing, then it shouldn't be a feasible option at all, because the whole reason you want to use this thing is to kill somebody in one shot. So we'll see exactly how that goes, and that's one more thing that you need to understand about certain things in this game. Certain attachments, even though they're just available for all weapons, they do different things. Sometimes the suppressor may just affect the damage. Sometimes it'll affect damage, range, and accuracy. So please pay attention to what you're just equipping so you understand exactly how it affects that weapon. And last but not least, on the kraber-ap anti-material, we have the stabilizer, which is what I use on it. All it does is it really doesn't look like it nerfs anything from what I can tell. It just adds accuracy. So it allows you to steady the scope. And at the end of the day, that seems like a helpful thing for me. So thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, be sure to smack that like button like it owes you money. Oh, and I will catch you guys with another Titanfall video tomorrow. Leave a comment down below and tell me, what gun do you want to see next, guys? Stay moist, ladies and gentlemen.